Run 6, please. Pretty please. Damn it. When are they gonna remove that, man? That's lame. Oh, for context, I missed that like 4 or 5 times. It wasn't gonna be a good run anyways, but definitely wasn't good because of that. I need to shave like 20 seconds off of the run if I want it to be at Fortunes and what's his name? Adjectives level. None of us have ran the category in like a year though, so we're all a bit rusty, I think, because Fortune, he had a 230 beforehand, right? And he comes back and he has a 230 again. Everyone's like, what? That's crazy. He's just so good. No. They removed the cooldown for Super Boom. And it's like 3 or 4 seconds, so it's probably less than that. I'm probably over exaggerating. It's like 2 or something. But even then, like a 2 second, that's fucking, I mean, that means it would have been a 232 instead of a 230 normally, or 233 or 234. And Adjective didn't have that, which means it's like Adjective currently it would be like a 236. Or sorry, 226 to 230, so it's like, 4 seconds. Either way you slice it. But Adjective also isn't running a game, so it also doesn't fucking matter. If he starts running Walter percent again, then it'll matter, but not yet. I don't know how Fortune's still good. I guess maybe he didn't stop running entirely. He just stopped with Skyblock, or I guess Walter percent. I haven't been keeping track if he's done any others, but I don't know. I'm kind of pissed. I want a record name tag back, but every time I got a record in the past, it was just 2 times, I guess. It was based on time saves, so people would see the time save and they'd go, "Well, I want to get that time save. I'm gonna see if I can run it." Because the categories that I ran were like Walter percent, Fairy Souls, and Obtain Coins. And Walter percent was literally the most played category in the game at one point. So there were a lot of people. It's really hard to be the best, so I never was the best. I was always second place or close. And Fairy Souls, there's not a whole lot of changes to it, so the only category that I really could have gotten the record in was Obtain All. And I'm just not a good enough router for that. When it's short routes, I can find out things. Like I'm really good at scrutinizing, but when it's so much, I get overwhelmed. So, and then Obtain Coins, it just hadn't touched in like 3 years. So I looked into it, and there's so many different new strategies. Like, I mean, I say so many. I found one strategy, and that pretty much got the record for all 3 categories. And I kind of, at the time, I was like, oh, what if I just switched fully to Obtain Coins, and that was my shtick. I had all the records for Obtain Coins. That would be cool. Because I had 2 of them already. But I didn't want to run Obtain 10,000 because it takes so much fucking time and planning. It's not a fun run for what Fortune and I devised at the time because we were routing it together. So yeah, I don't know. I had the record name tag for like, or the record holder role. That's what it's called. I want to make that jump. For like maybe a month, maybe a little less actually, and I've never had it since, and I've never had it before, which kind of sucks because I've discovered. Like, the reason the records are broken right now, the reason Walter percent isn't still at 3 minutes and 12 seconds is because of me. Like, I don't mean to sound snooty in that. Obviously, I didn't break the record. Took their skill. It's not entirely me, but I fucking messaged Yoidesu in the beginning. Or it's like 2 or 3 years ago now. And I was like, hey, I'm looking to beat Walter percent. I can't figure out what the fuck is going on. Got any tips for me? And immediately he was like, well, you kind of just suck. And I was like, oh, thanks. Appreciate that. he pointed out a couple things, and then he started running it because he was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Or maybe he just didn't want me to take his record. He pushed the run. I think it was at like 3 minutes 40 seconds at the time, or 3 minutes 30, and he pushed it down to 3 minutes 12. And then I kept running, and I got down to like 3 minutes 14, maybe 3 minutes 15. And then I went to summer camp, and while I was at camp, Forgin and this one other dude, I forgot his name, but he stopped running the game like almost as soon as he got the record, I think. They both started playing the game. I don't remember if they got a time save or if they were just good. I think there was some sort of time save. It may have been the Minion one. I think I added Minion in one of my runs, and people were like, oh my gosh, that saves like 10 seconds. Wow. I'm going to use that. Because, you know, Yodesu was banned. And I have my suspicions on why that is, but that's whatever. What the fuck? Right, it was that. But yeah. So I was at a summer camp, and Fortune just beats the record, and I was like, okay. So I get back. I start working at the record again. Every so often, I discover a time save, and I want to release... I like uploading my PBs, right? But then they're uploaded. They're uploaded, and people can watch them. My time saves are in them. So they use them. Like, my skill was never better than Fortune. I was never better than Fortune at speedrunning. I can say that confidently. But I was... I mean, I was one of the best routing the game at the time. I can say that for sure. Maybe I just got lucky 20 times or something. I don't know. But I was discovering a lot of shortcuts. So I would get one. I'd be like, oh my gosh, yay. Yippee, wahoo. I'd be like, I'm going to submit a PB so I can see my progress and feel cool. Because, you know, when a file is recorded, it just goes to the way. I don't think about it ever again. But if it's on the boards, then it's on the boards. I think about it all the time. Or at least whenever I check. Sorry, I just wanted to... it doesn't matter. But, you know, then the time save would be up, and then Forgin or Pigicle. That was fucking crazy when Pigicle beat the record. I really wanted him to make a video on it. Because I was like, there's no way I'm not in it. There's just no way. He was competing with Forgin, but I was the one that was discovering every time save they were using. Like, the only one that I can think of that wasn't by me since I started, I think, was adjectives. And I'm not even sure that's a time save. Like, I measured it out. And I don't know. Deciding by blocks is so non-specific because there's, you know, terrain problems. There's blocks you go down, blocks you go up, and the air time is very hard to calculate. Because once you have Rogue Sword, you don't want any air time at all. It's the whole thing. But, I don't know, his run was faster, and it didn't seem like the technique was crazy better. So I figured I'd just use it. Fuck it. Either they're comparable, or it's faster. So, fuck it, right? We're not trying to save frames here. Like, there's so much more where I could just improve. And it's generally an easier strat. So, fuck it. But yeah, then I started running the game again. Because Pigicle stopped. Forgin stopped. They both stopped. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to accumulate as many shortcuts as I can. And then I'm going to run the game. And I'm going to be in the record history. That's all I wanted. I didn't care about having the record holder title because I just knew it was something that I wasn't going to be able to defend forever. And I knew that it was unlikely that I would beat Forgin with my own skill anyways. So I was like, I'm just going to get as many shortcuts as I can and then beat the record. And then, you know, everyone's going to lower it to like 1 minute. Or it's going to be lowered by a lot. And I'll probably never beat it again, but that's fine because I'll be in the record history. That's what I wanted, but Then adjective came along. Beat the run again. It was like, man, my run, I need to make up 12 seconds already in shortcuts. Now I need to make up another 2. It seems so unfeasible. Plus I was losing interest for Skyblock. I don't know. Bunch of factors. Now, I really don't know. Especially if I upload this video. Anyone fucking watches it? I don't know. Watch. Only Fortune's gonna watch. He's gonna be like, oh my god, you think I'm better than you? And he's gonna be like, it's such an ego booster. For months. It's gonna suck every time I'm like, every time. It's happened once, maybe in a year. But if I ever come back into the Discord again and I'm like, guys, look at this run I did. And he's gonna be like, oh, it doesn't matter because I'm better than you or something. No, Fortune's great. Fortune's great. I need to clarify if this does reach anyone. Fortune's a good person. I've talked to them before, like once, maybe twice. He's chill. He's very chill. I just trash people. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll stop yapping. Switch accounts. Start running again.